Welcome back, everyone. These days, children are juggling a lot as they struggle to stay in touch with their emotions. So what can parents do to support their kids and help them cope in healthy ways? Dr. Erin Erickson is a family nurse practitioner. She's a parenting coach, as well as co-host of the weekly podcast Mom Enough, along with her mother, our friend, Dr. Marty Erickson, and we're glad she is back here with us today.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
No problem. Glad to have you. A couple of weeks ago, you were on the show and you were talking about mindful parenting.
Correct.
What do you mean when you say mindful?
Yeah, so mindfulness is really just noticing what's happening in the present moment and accepting and paying attention to your feelings and how you're feeling those both in your body and your mind.
How do you convey this to your children?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one way I like to explain mindfulness to children is to tell them to imagine they're walking on a rocky path and that they have to pay attention to each step so they don't fall. And the opposite of that, unmindful, is like walking down the street looking at your cell phone, which is something I'm sure we've all seen many times.
Don't text and walk, right?
Yeah, right.
And I would imagine this is especially important given today's culture. Kids are juggling a lot, and you talk about phones, they're always on their phones.
Exactly. And so this is really a great tool to help kids start to recognize what their emotions or what they're feeling and give them tools to manage those emotions in a healthy way.
So what questions should we be asking our kids as parents?
Well, I think the first thing we should be doing is really modeling this ourselves. So recognizing our own emotions, how we're feeling, and modeling that. So we might say, I got this job I was so excited about, and I feel this warm sensation as I'm so excited. So that would be a great way to model that for your children.
And then maybe our child will say, I made the baseball team. I'm so excited. I worked really hard.
Exactly.
Or something along that path.
Yeah, and we would say, that's great. You must be feeling really excited. So we acknowledge their emotions, and then we can say, how do you feel that in your body? So they're really making that connection between their mind and their body.
So that's a happy moment. What do we do when our children are experiencing lows?
Oh, that's a really great point. Again, I think the same principles apply, that acknowledging what our children are feeling is the most important thing we can do, show that empathy, and then again, ask them, how does that feel in your body? And if they can't come to a quick answer, you might just tell them how you feel in that moment and model that.
All right, confession here. In kindergarten, I got in trouble. My teacher said I couldn't handle my emotions. That's what they told my parents.
Oh, boy.
So how do we channel that with our kids and help them relax and stay calm?
Exactly. Well, the first thing I recommend is giving kids a few tools. The best one is the belly breath. So just tell your child to imagine they have a balloon in their belly, fill that up, and as they exhale, they can even make a silly noise to make it more fun.
I like that. It seems like adults can use that too.
We sure can.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And if you missed any of today's episode, that's okay. We have a lot coming up on your podcast, Mom Enough, this week.
Exactly. We have Megan Gunner talking about screen time and early childhood.
All right, fantastic. We will post a link to this segment on our KARE 11 website if you missed any of today's parenting tips.